So, first of all, welcome. This will be a relatively detailed, or so I hope, video on equipment progression, equipment preference, and basically locations of most of the items that we all need to get or want to get. Um, Basically, we're gonna look at the best levels to get equipment. So levels 1 through 400. It's relatively easy. You will always get a Spire set from your mail at level 55 or level 60. My bad. No, level 50. Level 50. So level 50 we'll have this um, Spire set, and along with the Spire gun and the equipments along with $300 checks, which will let you go into second job. This gear is relatively good and will work for almost the entirety of the levels 1 through 400, but at later levels you can end up not outputting as much as damage. So outside of bosses which are roaming the fields, and you can get their equipments. You can also get, if we go back to Coral Beach, we're gonna find that there's some items here and their character boxes. Um, Basically, that give you either level 330 um, equipments from a certain character. So if you want lion, fox, sheep, dragon, raccoon, bunny, buffalo. Um, they are random, and there is an off chance for some of them to give you an accessory. So, like for example, the this raccoon box might give you either the accessory or a piece of equipment, if I can find it. So we get the leather belt 330, which is actually, is it a box? Yeah, it's a box. So we get the box. We'll get the box, and then that one has the 330. Now this is tradable. The actual equipments themselves are not. So if you don't like what you get, you can always just. Actually, this is tradable. Yeah, this is tradable. So if you don't like what you get, you can just sell it or whatever. It doesn't matter. Some of them might not be tradable. I don't know the exact, but this is a good option, especially for innerwear and stuff like that. So when it comes to innerwear, then accessories, then you can get 330 character equips along with the other stuff. When it comes to head and face accessories, then you will need to wait to your level 330 is probably the best bet, because you can get these ones which require B coupons, A coupons, and it's the innerwear, which is fairly good, and then the face accessories for the same A, B coupons. The character boxes are just 2 A coupons, so, and they cost 1 million each. So it's relatively easy to get. Um, and this is for innerwear. This is all under 400. All of this is under 400. So that's good for basically any character that's starting off. If you're tired of your Spire set, you want something new. Where do you get those A coupons? Well, you can get the A coupons either from somebody else, buy them relatively cheap. Usually they will be like 100k or something. Sometimes it will be cheaper, sometimes it will be more expensive. Now if you don't want to buy it from somebody else, then you use the here an elixir extract, and basically you go to Chaos Tower. So Chaos Tower, and then you go into the battlefield by giving the elixir. This is the first floor. Each floor consists of mobs that will drop either a chaos shard, or it can also drop boxes, so coupon boxes. So this is a good way to get coupons. You can open your box and you might have a coupon, or you might have a potion. You got some potions there. This is a good way to get potions too for free. To go up in the floors, you will need 10 chaos shards. Once you get 10 chaos shards, then you can go up into the next floor. All that information is in the wiki. You can find the wiki, and for the chaos tower is pretty accurate. It's up to date, except it's free to go up the rooms. Before it used to cost money, now it's free. There's no cost, so the only one that costs something is the last floor that goes into the boss, and I believe it's 3 million. So it's a pretty good thing, because you can see, as you can see, some people farming, and this one's drop B coupons. The higher you go, some of them have higher chance of dropping those coupons. So the more you can, the farther you can go is the better. This one start dropping C. This one's drop C. This is for more. And this one's a little bit harder. Twitch is usually easier for everybody. And then you have D coupons. So the same concept. Eventually you go to the next floor and you fight the Requiem. Oh, my bad. Flashire, who drops gold pigs and bronze and silver pigs, which are for 900 equips. So first, before that, so now we know where you get the panda coupons. So we can also exchange, if we talk to this trainer, we can also exchange for level 400 equipments. This level 400 equipment is relatively better than the character equips and also the boss equips. So if you are having trouble with certain bosses, you can always pick up some of this stuff. It's kind of expensive in the beginning. E-coupons you can only get from killing Requiem or Mad Ray. Now Requiem is in, if you go to Snow Hill and we go here, this is once you're level 400, you can go into the Witch's Dungeon. The Witch's Dungeon will spawn this boss. Now this boss, you need to be aware you need a guardian to kill it, or a lot of magic. So if you have a guardian, and I suggest you do, you want to have this skill right here. So Shield Breaker. You need 4 incense to get Shield Breaker, Stone Strike, Armor Destructor, Lucky 7, and Shield Breaker. Now Shield Breaker does is it reduces the defense, physical defense of the boss, which otherwise will take no damage. Now if you do have that physical damage, then you need to use that. So in this case, let's see, try doing a skill, and normally it wouldn't take much damage, but since we get that debuff on, then we can kill it. And this is where you get the E-coupons. It has a chance of dropping the PandaTO E-box, the true box, which has E-coupons. So it's a grind, but you can drop 3 at a time, or $1 million checks. And obviously it's not that high of a rate, but there it is, 3 coupons. So that's for 400 gear. So we know where we get those. Now we want to go for 600, then we would have to go back to let's see what some of the 600 is. So if we go to Megalopolis, James Life is gonna have most of the equipments. So if we look at here, we're gonna see redemption equipments are level 600. Uh, most of these are slightly better than your 400 equips. Most characters will not need to get this, but if for some reason you need it, you need that extra damage, then it's an option. Um, so golden pigs, silver pigs, bronze pigs, E coupons again, and D coupons. Now you can find most of these items being sold by shops, and they can come out pricey. Golden pigs are probably the most expensive ones here, but you need also a lot of E coupons here, so you got to take into account what you want to get the most. And so we saw gold tickets, gold pigs, and those you can get in Chaos Tower in the floor 12 against the boss Flashfire. You need to be level 401 to get to that room, and it costs 3 mil to get in. And also, you need the Chaos Shard, I believe 11. I don't think I have one, but I think you need one to go into the room. You don't need 10, just one. So you can stock up on those and fight them as many times as you want, as long as you have shards left. So that's gold pigs. That's level 600. You also can use gold pigs again. It'll be for level 900 gear. So level 900 gear. Level 900 gear is slightly better than the 600, but it has some interesting properties. So this is the introduction to accessories that have attribute. Other than the level 330 dark ring, there's not too many options for attribute for accessories. So at level 900, you get that access, and you can see it all here in Rosemary. Again, if you go through the list, you'll see the Dream Absolution staff. All these are level 900. They're fairly well stats, and you need 10, 30, 60, 50 again, and 30. So it's very similar to the other one. It's more golden picks, but everything else kind of stays the same. So my recommendation is only get level 600 gear if you really need the damage to progress. If you don't need it, if you can kill with the level 400 or maybe a mix, you maybe only need one equip of level 600, then it's okay to skip it. It's just there just in case you need it. It's not mandatory, not necessary for most classes. Now, in here you can also find some level 400 accessories, but take into account that this simple ring and the simple pendant will drop randomly from Requiem in Witch's Dungeon. So I would not waste time on them. If you farm Requiem enough, you will get this. So and then you also have some let me see. So in here is where we see that the refinement for some equipments goes back to stats, kind of like the Shining Crystal Sword and the other equips, the Sentinel equips. So this is interesting because it's a very big difference compared to your level 400 and level 600 gear. So refining no longer increases defense or MDF; it increases MA or AP depending on the gear. So it's very good. Good starting. Good. Well, wouldn't say starting, but a good progression. it lets you continue on to the harder bosses, which will be discussed in a little bit. So we still use the same equips. We know this Flashfire and Requiem. Next, we're gonna have the 1200 equips. I believe that's the number. So let's go to Paradise. So a lot of these things are kind of spread out. So some of them you will find in the same place. Some of them will find in Paradise. Some of them you'll find in the Aquarius. So in Paradise Shop, we're gonna have the level 1200 here. So 1200 is a big step from 900, and it also introduces some of the best accessories for a while. So this is an accessory with attribute, and um, it also has a lot of stats. So as you can see, the stats are big. The ring is basically free. So bronze ticket is or tickets in general, you can find by killing the boss Easter boss, who is in Spicy Layer. You can get into it. All you need is a e-ticket to get into it. So if you have a PandaTO e-coupon, you can get into the boss. We'll go right now in a little bit. Let's first look at the equipments here. So we got sword, staff, rifle, but we also have so let's go to Aquarius. So that's half of them. And then here with Mint, we have the helmet, the pet, the charm, next, and the cape. So that's 1200 gear, and you need 10 gold tickets, 15 silver, 50 bronze, and gold pigs, and silver pigs. So that one takes a little bit more time. You need to kill Flashfire, you need to kill Easter boss, and you need to be very well geared to kill Easter boss. So preferably, unless you're already level 900, I think you need to be level 901 or higher than 900, not 901, but higher than 900 to get into the boss. So if we go to, I don't think I have a portal there, but we can get there through here. So again, just like Requiem and any of the other bosses, really, Flashfire and everybody, you always want to bring your guardian. You always want to, even if you're a mage, your guardian is important because it can stun them. It can stun them. Like it can do a lot of stuff. At level 900, you start learning avatar skills. So avatar skills are skills that you don't have in your character class, but you can learn and use, and even though they're not in your class. So for this one, I'm not sure the right stats. We can go over in another video. But basically, you kill this guy, you get a this tick box, Easter monster box, and with this box, then we get tickets. So bronze ticket, obviously bronze, silver, gold, just like the pigs. Okay, so next we have level 1500 gear. So 1500 gear, 1300 gear, my bad. Still have 1300 gear. Let's go back. So 1300 gear. 1300 gear will be over. Oof. Oh, my bad. I know. Yeah, there's a lot of NPCs. You kind of like you never get used to it. So we have unique box. 1300 head, mask, and best. Head, mask. Oh, actually, head, mask, and best. So it's this one's 1300. And then this one's you need Master Mong for and red tickets. So Master Mong, again another boss. This one's a little bit easier to find. You can just go here, and the brooms are here. So Master Mong is broom, 5 million each time, with a chance to drop 2 furs. Um, Watch out for boss events. That's all I can tell you. All these bosses get spawned, and it's a cheaper alternative to getting these items. Now, you also needed a red ticket, which is this one. So Kate, also 5 million. This is a lot tougher. Like both of those are tough bosses, and you need to have good gear. You need to have by then already probably most of the 1200 gear and some of the pets. Well, mostly all the 900 at least. Okay, so after that, I'm trying to find the God's ears and God's tails. I think it's this box. So ears, sprint, and tail. So you see the sprint, ears. The ears all have the same stats. This is the only two that you will get. And the sprint has some attributes. So soil darkness and sprint 200%. So very good. It just costs more red tickets, and obviously that's a lot of money. Watch out! All I can say is watch out for boss events and join them. Otherwise, it'll be costly. You can also look at shops. Some of them sell this stuff, and all these items are not always tradable. These ones are, but some of them might not be at some point, and some of them might be tradable at some other points during events and things like that. So also watch out for that. For example, this item is usually not tradable, but because of the event that's going on right now, it's tradable for a couple of days. So it's a very good way to get those items that you're missing. So even if you get duplicates, since it's a random box, keep them around. You might be able to sell them later. So that's 1300. Now we go to 1500. So 1500 equips. This one's are the fashion. So fashion, there's 3 pieces for each character. Each piece costs 10 gold tickets, 100 red tickets, 50 monster furs, e-coupons, and golden pigs. This is by far the most expensive item of all the ones listed so far. So it's a big jump. You need 3 of each. Each one says this class, so don't pick the wrong one. Pick the one that pertains to your character. And that will give you the same stats for each one. So let me show you a little bit of what the stats look like. This one's compound, so it'll have some other stats. These are not temperable, so just they'll have the same stats. Okay, so now we go into the 1950, I believe. So 1950 is the more equips. Some of them don't have a preview, but you can find them in the they're pinned in the screenshots, so you can find them there if they're not here. So this ones have the biggest stats of them all. This is the last level. 1950 is the max level. So you will find that most of these equipments have very high base stats and have 5 slots. So 1500 also have 5 slots. I cannot show that unless I unequip it. But yeah, they also had 5 slots, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 slots on the 1500 gear and the 1950 gear. Also on the 1300, the God Sprint also has it, and the 1300 umbrella and the sunglasses. So 1300 and above gear, most of them, or if not all of them, well, not most of them. Most of them have 5 slots or no slots at all, like the ears. Okay, so now we have okay, covered the 1950s, some of them. Got shields, which are very high stats, but no compounds, so be aware of that. 900 shields do have attribute, 1950 do not. So yeah, be aware. Sometimes it's better to have that other one. Like the 1200 gear has attribute, dark attribute, but this one doesn't. So do you want the base or do you want the attribute? You can always just have both just in case you need it. And then the last piece that's relatively new is oh, my bad. So that you need you need black tickets and blue tickets. So black tickets and blue tickets, we go back to the shop, you will find that there is a room for Janice and Kronos. I believe Janice is blue and Kronos is black. I might be wrong, but these are the 2 tickets. Janice is pretty strong, and both of this, you most likely will need to have several avatar skills, along with 1300 equips, or and 1200 equips at least, and 1500 fashion. Yeah, it's one of the hardest bosses in general. Pretty tough for most classes. I recommend some might go with Flaming Fist, some might go with just Lucky Fist, or things like that. You just need it. This is the last boss that you can use Flaming Fist on. Flaming Fist based on MA, AP, and Fire, and Fire is resistant in the later boss or later bosses, so this is the last boss you can use it on. So going to the next boss, which is needed for equips of this special box. So 1950 equips that are not listed in Miranda Wari is, like, for example, this ring. And yeah, you can see that the stats are extremely high. This is tempered, so it's gonna have higher values. Then you have Best, that refines with DA, and it has a lot of stats. And sunglasses. So those are the ones I have so far. There's other ones. There's, I believe, a tail, an ear, I think a sprint, and another ring. And I think a head accessory too. So there's a lot of stuff. It's RNG. So if you get dupes, you can always just wait for an event like today to sell them and try to work up on another piece. That's pretty much it. I've gone over pretty much all the gear that is needed to move along the game. There is other gear like the Sentinel equips, which you can get either for 50 mil, or you can just go fight, if you can, fight Mad Ray, which is this one. Um, Mad Ray drops Sentinel equips along with some e-coupons. Koisu drops the stones, the Jap stones, 1500 stones, and the last boss is Rage, which drops the green tickets. So let's see if I can do this really quick. So this will be the last thing, and then that's pretty much it for the video. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer as much as I can. Most of the information is already on the Discord server. Just trying to reiterate what's available for most people. And yeah, good luck on farming and basically just getting anything you need. Thank you and have a good day. Peace.